This is an intermediate English listening practice. It comes from Book 4 of the Intermediate English Comprehension series, which has over 3,000 positive reviews on Amazon. Listen carefully and use the subtitles to improve your vocabulary and comprehension.
Gladiators. A gladiator was a fighter who entertained crowds during the time of the Roman Empire, and the name gladiator means swordsman in Latin. Gladiators fought in huge arenas, the largest and most well-known being the Colosseum in Rome. This impressive building held up to 60,000 spectators and was built in 80 AD. There were hundreds of arenas all over the Roman Empire. Gladiators were often slaves and captured soldiers who were trained and forced to fight. They used a variety of weapons such as spears, nets, swords, and shields. They often dressed as enemies of Rome, like barbarians or imaginary sea monsters. These gladiator shows were very popular. It wasn't just other people that gladiators fought and killed. They killed animals too. Because of this, the demand for exotic animals was huge. Hunters traveled to Africa to catch animals such as tigers, lions, elephants, and crocodiles. The animals were then transported by boat to Rome, but by the time they arrived, many were half dead. Although gladiators were of low social status, they were greatly admired by both men and women. Archaeologists have found graffiti, which shows pictures of gladiators, their names, and how many men they killed. In addition, gladiator sweat was collected as it was thought to be an aphrodisiac. Some historians have compared gladiators to the sports heroes of today. Perhaps the most well-known gladiator was Spartacus, who famously led a slave rebellion against the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire defeated the slaves, capturing 6,000 of them. These men were then publicly crucified. Spartacus was presumed dead in battle, yet his body was never found. Whilst most modern-day people view such acts as utterly brutal and disgusting, the Roman population loved to watch gladiators fight. However, there were some critics. Cicero, the famous philosopher and politician, criticized the gladiator shows, describing them as barbaric. The last gladiator show was held on January 1st, 404 AD. One theory about why the fight stopped is the rise of Christianity. At first, Christians had been publicly killed in Rome as part of the gladiator shows, when they were often fed to lions. However, once Christianity was made legal, its teachings of kindness and compassion disagreed with such horrible violence. Indeed, St. Augustine called them cruel and bloodthirsty. Ancient Rome was a place where violence and death were the norm, and where the population saw compassion and kindness as weaknesses. Such bloodthirsty and cruel acts are unacceptable to us. Yet, what will future generations think of our culture? Are there aspects of modern-day society which will appall our descendants?
If you'd like the full text with comprehension questions and vocabulary explanations, Book 4 is available on Amazon. The link is in the video description below.